Hello students, I'm Vijay Gambhir, PGT Chemistry, KB Dover Lines Meerut, and in this video we will discuss about bonding in metal carbonyls and stability of coordination compounds. So in the previous video we have discussed about CFT, VBT, IUPAC, isomerism. So now come to the some last topics of the chapter, and now we have bonding in metal carbonyls. So we have studied about the IUPAC name of some metal carbonyls, like we when we have an I with four CO ligands, the name is tetracarbonyl nickel 0. As the CO, the carbonyl ligand has zero charge. The overall charge on the compound is also zero. So the charge on the metal will be zero. So these are the neutral coordination compounds. Here the coordination entity is also zero. Coordination entity has the charge 0. So we will discuss about the bonding in these metal carbonyls now. So what type of bonding is present here? So let's come to the previous topic, the coordination bond, which was the initial of this chapter. हमने यहाँ से ही इसकी starting की थी chapter की, that the bond between the metal and ligand is a coordination bond. That means the ligand coordinates its electron pair towards the metal, or we can say ligand has a pair of electron in its orbital, metal has a vacant orbital. So and this ligand coordinates its electron pair in the vacant orbital of metal. This is the case of coordination bond. But in these metal carbonyls, the case is something different, or we can say it is up to the back bonding. It is this type of bonding, actually it is called back bonding. Why? Because in this bonding, not only the ligand coordinates the electron pair towards the metal, but also the metal coordinates an electron pair towards the ligand, and that ligand is carbonyl. So we will discuss about two bondings in the metal carbonyls. So let's come to the structure of metal carbonyl. A metal which has some filled orbitals, but it also has some vacant orbitals. The carbonyl which has triple bond between C and O, it also has some filled and vacant orbitals. Okay, so suppose this orbital of carbonyl ligand has an electron pair, and this orbital of metal is suppose an empty orbital. So what will happen? This carbonyl ligand will coordinate an electron pair in the empty orbital of metal. So there will be a bond, and this bond is the first bond between the metal and the carbonyl ligand. So this is termed as sigma bond. We know the first bond between any two atoms is called sigma bond. Now what about the second bond? Actually this carbonyl has some vacant orbital, like this orbital is vacant, and this metal has some filled orbital, like this orbital is a filled orbital. Now metal also coordinates one electron pair in the vacant orbital of carbonyl ligand. So there is a back bonding, that means a coordination bond, a coordinate bond from the metal side to ligand side. That's why this type of bond is called back bonding. This type of bonding is called back bonding, and this bond is between the d orbital of metal and between the p orbital of ligand. So the another name of this bonding is d pi p pi bonding. This bond is also called d pi p pi bonding. What is the meaning of this d pi p pi? A pi bond between the d orbital of one and p orbital of another. Actually this vacant orbital is the pi star 2px orbital, the anti-bonding 2px orbital, and this orbital is pi 2px orbital. This is pi 2px orbital. Don't be confused. This orbital is pi 2px, but it is forming the sigma bond. Okay, it is forming the sigma bond. We have studied about these pi 2px, pi star 2px orbitals in MOT. Okay, so this is the bonding between metal and the carbonyl ligand. Now the another name of this bonding is synergic bonding. This is the another name of this bonding, synergic bonding, where because it is increasing the strength, it is increasing the strength of the bond, it is increasing the strength of the bond, so that it is called synergic bonding. Synergic means when two metal and the ligands two are combinedly doing some common work. That is the meaning of actually synergic. So the metal and the ligand are now increasing the strength of the bond between them. Means metal एंड लिगेंड दोनों जो है वो एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर शेयर कर रहे हैं और दोनों जो है यहाँ पर इक्वल पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, इक्वली वहां पर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं मेटल बॉन्ड को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए. दैट्स व्हाई दिस बॉन्ड इज आल्सो कॉल्ड synergic bond. So this bond has three names. One is back bonding, because in this case not only the ligand is coordinating one electron pair, metal is also coordinating one electron pair. D pi B pi we have already discussed, and synergic bonding. So these are the three names of this metal carbonyl bond. Okay, now come to some structures of metal carbonyls. We have some metal carbonyls and their structures in our syllabus. Like we have NiCO4. The structure of this compound is Ni with a tetrahedral structure. CO, CO, CO. This is the structure of NiCO4. Another one is FeCO5. FeCO5. So we have FeCO5 in a triangular bipyramidal structure. Okay, we have CrCO6. CrCO6. The names are tetracarbonyl nickel 0, pentacarbonyl iron 0, hexacarbonyl chromium 0. So the structure is octahedral. We can draw its structure by signing CO here. Okay, Mn2CO10. The name is decacarbonyl dimanganese 0. Decacarbonyl dimanganese 0. And the structure is like this: Mn with 1 CO. Okay, another CO with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 carbonyl ligands. Okay, the last one is CO2 and CO8. This is cobalt and this one is carbonyl. So its name is octacarbonyl dicobalt 0. Octacarbonyl dicobalt 0. And the structure is, we have 1 CO, another CO, 3, then we have 4, 5, 6, 1 CO here and 1 CO here. Okay, you can draw like this also. Okay, so this is the structure of CO2, CO8. So these are some metal carbonyls, bonding in metal carbonyls and their structures. So let's come to the last topic of the chapter, and that is stability of coordination compounds. So in the starting of the chapter, we discussed that a coordination compound like CuNH3 4, SO4, this compound, when we dissolve this compound in water, what will happen? This compound will dissociate it into its counter and the coordination entity. That means this coordination entity will remain intact. It will not dissociate into its parts. Okay. So हमने क्या डिस्कस किया था? ये जो coordination entity होती है, it does not dissociate, and actually it doesn't mean that its dissociation is 0%. It also dissociates, but up to a very small quantity, up to a very small extent. So we will discuss about the stability of this coordination compound. So let's suppose this is the coordination entity CuNH3 4, CuNH3 with 2 positive charge. If this compound will show some amount of dissociation, that then this it will dissociate into two parts. One will be Cu2 positive and another will be NH3 ligands. Okay, it will dissociate into these parts, and this dissociation of any coordination compound depends on the strength of metal ligand bond. If the bond is strong, the coordination compound will dissociate in very less amount. If the bond is weak, that coordination compound can break into its ion, it can dissociate into its ion in large amount and large extent. So this dissociation actually depends on the metal ligand bond. So from this concept we can determine the strength of the metal ligand bond also. So as per the equilibrium chapter of class 11th, the constant equilibrium constant of this reaction will be equal to concentration of product Cu2 positive ion into NH3 ion, NH3 sorry, concentration to the power 4 divided by Cu NH3 whole 4 with 2 positive charge, and this is actually depends on the dissociation of the ligand. So it is called dissociation constant or the instability constant. This is called dissociation or instability constant of this compound. For any coordination compound, we can find out the value of this at by calculating the amount of these ions and by calculating the amount of concentration of this. Okay, and if I will reverse this reaction, the reaction will be like this: Cu2 positive plus 4 NH3. It will give what? Cu NH3 whole 4, 2 positive ion. This reaction suggests what? That these two substances, the ion and the ligand, they combine to form a coordination compound, to form a coordination entity. Okay, and again the equilibrium constant will be equal to CuNH3 whole 4, CuNH3 whole 4, 2 positive concentration divided by Cu2 positive concentration into NH3 concentration with power 4. Okay, and this reaction actually depends on the formation of the coordination compound. So this constant is called stability constant of the coordination compound. This is called stability constant. Why? Because higher will, if the value of stability constant is higher, that means the numerator is higher. ये value high कब होगी? When the numerator is higher and denominator is low. Okay, and when the numerator value is high, that means the reaction is moving towards the forward direction. That means these two combine to form the product. Okay, and if the dissociation constant value is high, if this its value is high, that means the numerator value is high. That means this compound is less stable and it dissociates into its ion and the ligand. So that means these two are reciprocal to each other, and it is clear from the equation also. It is from the equation also. So dissociation constant or the instability constant is the reciprocal of stability constant. This stability constant is denoted by beta. If it is for 4 ligands, we can assign beta 4. If it is of 6 ligands, we can assign beta 6. So this is instability constant or the dissociation constant is the reciprocal of stability constant. Okay, so if I have a compound like coordination compound like ML4, M that means maybe Cu, L maybe NH3. So for this compound I can write the formation of this coordination compound like M plus 4L, they will combine to form ML4. Okay, this is the overall reaction for the formation of this compound. And what will be the stepwise reactions for this coordination compound formation? M initially will combine with one L to form Ml. Ml will combine with another L to form Ml2. Ml2 will combine with another L to give Ml3. It will combine to give Ml3, and Ml3 will combine with another L to give Ml4. Okay, so this is the overall reaction for the coordination compound Ml4, and these are the stepwise reaction. So for this we have already written this value, that beta will be equal to the numerator concentration ml4, that is the product concentration, divided by the reactant concentration m into L concentration to the power 4. For this, we can write the stability constant for these reactions, first, second, third, fourth reactions. We can write the stability constant, and these are the stepwise stability constant. These are termed as K1, K2, K3 and K4. These are the stepwise stability constant, and these values are ml divided by m into L. Okay, this value is ml2 divided by m into L, ml into L. The next will be K3. K3 is equal to ml3 divided by ml2 into L. And what is the value of K4? ml4 divided by ml3 into L. Okay, so this is the overall reaction, and these are the stepwise reactions. This is the overall stability constant. These are the stepwise stability constant, and from these values we can find out a new relation between the beta 4 and K1, K2, K3, K4. This is beta 4 as it is for the 4 ligands. We can find out a relation because when we will multiply K1, K2, K3, K4, what we will find that by multiplying all these values, the final product will be equal to ml4 divided by m into L to the power 4. You can find out this value by multiplying all these K1, K2, K3, K4 values, and this value is actually the value of beta 4. So that means the product of all stepwise stability constant is equal to the overall stability constant. So that means the stability of a coordination compound depends on the stepwise stability of the reaction. If stepwise it is showing stability, that means the compound will be stable. So from this equation you can also find out the logarithm value. The log beta 4 will be equal to log K1 plus log K2 plus log K3 plus log K4. Okay, so this is another relation between the beta 4 and K1, K2, K3, K4. Similarly, we can find out the relation for a coordination compound with 6 ligands. The value will be B6, beta 6 will be equal to K1 into K2 into K3 into K4 into K5 into K6. That will be for a coordination compound of 6 ligand. So from this topic, it is clear that the stability constant of a coordination compound, stability constant, that means the beta stability constant, is the reciprocal of its instability constant or dissociation constant. This is the concept, or we can say in aqueous solution, the stability of a coordination compound depends on its stability constant. If the value of stability constant is high, that compound is highly stable. If the value of dissociation constant is high, that coordination compound dissociates into its ions to give its central metal atom or ion and the ligand. Okay, तो ये जो स्टेबिलिटी है ये इन वैल्यूज पर डिपेंड करती है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस चैप्टर. थैंक यू.